if we had a podcast of our own, what would it be called and who would interrupt more?
If we did a podcast, it's definitely going to be men versus women.
And are you inviting men in that?
We'll have my little brother, of course.
That's him.
Oh,
That's
he's
वो तो चुपचाप बैठा हुआ है.
he enjoys the drama when we have the
That's what I'm saying.
discussion.
He'll be like, ये question था मेरा, and he'll put it and he'll be backseat and you guys will have any conversation.
Yeah. I think it wouldn't be men versus women. I think it would be more of Devanshi Diaries. Like, yeah, my name only, but I'm already doing that.
It wouldn't be really a podcast because Devanshi Diaries is something you just do it your way.
I
you
would
just
be the
record it.
host.
Oh yeah, but would you really want to make it as a podcast and host it?
Of course.
Really?
I mean, I would do a lot of other things too. I would journal also on the podcast sometimes.
But then who will interrupt more? If it's Devanshi Diaries, it's your podcast and you're just doing everything your way.
Okay.
Then there's no person
No.
interrupting.
As in,
So the
I'm the...
podcast is basically you both being the host.
Oh, us both.
So then it's definitely men versus women.
Mm.
And she'll be the one interrupting constantly.
Yeah.
Because
That's
as we say, वो बोलते हैं ना, अधूरी गागर ज़्यादा छलकती है. Empty vessels make more noise. Because she has very limited mindset and she has very limited experience about men and women. She wants to keep on jumping to the conclusions based on her experience. And I keep on telling her that if you want to speak about, about behaviors and mindsets, you have to learn to explore more. You're still 15, you have to listen to experts on YouTube. That's the free, most
Neutral
available.
rather than having a side first and then figure out which side is working well.
Because I work with men, I teach men how to be emotionally comfortable, and the very first question is like, they brought this upon them, why are you helping them?
Who will then you end up with?
So that is what my son told her, that because men brought it upon the women, Mama is teaching men how to not bring it upon women.
Yeah.
And that is where she finally settled down that, oh, this is an interesting perspective.
Oh, okay.
But otherwise, whenever I ask her help, that I need your help to, we are a team. If you want Mama to do well in life, you will have to support Mama in some or the other way. And doing it is like, no, I'll do work for you, but I don't believe in you. I don't want to do it.
I never
Because you're doing it for men.
I don't believe in you. Your work, I still don't grasp it. So if you want to target men, then the work she's doing, target emotionally open men who want to, make their lives better, who believe in all of this. Okay, if you're going to not strong as in strong, but rigid businessmen.
You know where does purpose come from?
She says that it's something which is her calling.
How does that calling come? Do you have an idea?
No.
It's mostly what you go through. It makes you realize that your experiences help you understand that this is your calling, and it just clicks. And a lot of times what we do with our purpose, we heal ourselves. So if she actually is working with it, correct me if I'm wrong, but if she's ending up just working with emotionally available men, she's not healing herself.
Okay.
In a lot of ways, when it comes to purpose, for example, me doing this right now, I am healing my teenage self. And I'm openly saying this because this came up in my therapy, in my own reflections and everything, that whatever I am doing in my life today is basically, at least this whole between brackets project that I have, is basically trying to heal my teenage self. And it's a purpose. It was a calling. I never thought that I would be loving working with parents and teenagers. I never thought that. I had this mindset, teenagers ke saath to nahi sakega. This is my reaction, but at the end of the day, now I understand why I am doing this. And that's the thing that I'm trying to say, that if she works with emotionally available men, her own purpose will be like कि हमको कुछ feel नहीं हो रहा कि हम heal हो रहा है at the end of the day. And I think that's, if I'm not wrong, if you want to add something on that.
More or less, I think for me, it is more than my own healing. The way I see it is, I understand the importance of the balance because I have not seen that balance. As a child, I wanted that balance. I could not see that balance, is where my calling is coming from. That the imbalance is there because there's a lack of education, lack of awareness of it.
It's coming
And
from your experience at the
my
end of the day.
experience at the end, that there's an imbalance. I have experienced that imbalance. I have experienced the suffering that imbalance creates on the kids.
So from a coach to coach, I'm asking
Yeah,
you
yeah,
this question. Just curious about your point of view. So when we are doing this, we're taking it from our experiences, right? At the end of the day, what you're doing is you're seeing that gap is there and you're working on that. So if you are able to see that, don't you think that a part of you is getting healed because you didn't have it? And now that's something that you're providing to other people so that they don't have to go through that same thing. In one sense, आपका जो
in a
longing था वो आप यहाँ पे पूरा कर रहे हो ना एक तरीके से शायद I don't know.
no, I
Just
know
asking.
for me, no, what you said definitely makes sense. I'm just trying to kind of look at it deeper, but then for me, everything is healing.
I somewhere had a feeling you say that.
even this conversation for me,
Yes, even, yeah.
at the subconscious level, there's this one program that's constantly on, which is healing. So everything, even if I'm cooking, even if I'm having an even if I'm getting triggered, even if I'm getting angry on my kids, I'm playing, everything is a healing
Till death,
experience
everything
for
is.
me. For me, everything is healing. But then when I do this work, when I interact with men, when I have, not only men, anybody, when I see that one bulb that had got switch off, when I see that switch on, it just gives me a sense of satisfaction, because as a child, I have always, the oldest memory I have, I've always wanted people to feel good about themselves.
So the link that I'm trying to build here is every time you're trying to express that, you're going to your childhood.
Yes,
That's
so
why I'm saying that.
yes, that
might
child
be.
in me gets satisfied.
That's what I'm
As a
saying.
child, I always knew there was something I could do to
So
make
you're
people
being
feel.
there for your inner child
In
or
a
the
way.
younger self
Absolutely,
right now
absolutely.
because you're trying to protect it and
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's what I was trying to help her
That's what the
understand too.
calling is. Yes, that's what the purpose, and that's how the calling comes. Is there is some inner child longing that we have.
It would be so fun to see Devanshi. Somewhere or the other, you get to a space after 6-7 years that you're also working with men. And you'll be looking back and like, I was this.
Okay,
This.
I'm not against working with men per se, but as I said, those, okay, so the example she gave, light bulb, I would want to work with people who acknowledge that yes, there's this light bulb and it feels off, or just acknowledge that yes, it feels this darkness.
So you want to go to the second level of what your mom is doing.
So I think what
Yeah.
she's, even I don't believe in interacting with people who don't believe in healing. And what she's trying
वैसे
to
लोग
say
तो
is,
आएंगे नहीं ना आपके पास
exactly
फिर.
what she's trying to say is, don't speak to those men. But then जो लोग open है healing के लिए, I will find those men in a crowd of 100 people. When I interact with those 100 people, will I be able to find out that 1 or 2 or 5 people who are open to healing? But to be able to reach out to those 5 people, I have to speak to these 100 people.
Okay.
That's true.
And that's a part of life.
I think that's the survey we need to do at the end of the day when we're actually
exactly.
going for work.
So until you come at a point, until you bring yourself, build yourself up to a point where people see you very clearly and come looking for you, until you reach that point, you have to go through the crowd. You have to work through the crowd and work your way up.
Okay.
With her, the problem is she does not believe in working hard. I completely agree the work smart concept, but then in work smart also there is some element of hard work.
10 years of working smart leads you to that
Patience,
space.
exactly.
That's working hard.
Exactly.
That's working.
Exactly. So that patience is something she is lacking, and I think I'll let that absence of patience, I'll credit it to the teenage hormones. No, but I've told her this. I've had this conversation since she was almost 5 or 6 years old. I've always said that do whatever you want in life, explore hobbies. So as a child, when I was interested in a hobby, and in a month I'll lose my interest and I'll stop wanting to do that hobby. In my growing up years, मैंने बहुत सुना है, you can't stick to one thing. And every time I wanted to do something, I was very poorly referred to that nature of losing interest. But that does not have to be something bad. I've told her, try whatever you want, but at least give 1 month commitment, because मैंने 1 महीने की फीस तो वैसे भी भर के रखी है. And it takes time to explore and understand something. You won't know in the very first day.
आज की डेट पे I think even in a fast-paced world, to make a habit, you have to have to work on that for a while.
Exactly. So at least to understand whether you're able to do it or not, एक बार में पता नहीं चलेगा. Give yourself 1 month time, जो भी explore करना है करो, and then some point in time when you find this one thing that you're ready to do, मतलब नहीं खाऊंगी तो भी चलेगा, सोऊंगी नहीं तो भी चलेगा, something that you're completely dedicated to. When you come to that point, let me know, and I will do everything in my possible self to push you forward on that path and make it happen. So I think it's a journey for her also and me also about targeting men, finding men who are open to healing.
It's incredible how you both see it and even allow two different perspectives to exist together. A lot of parents don't do that.
Yes.
So मैं सही हूँ तो वही सही हूँ. That comes up.
So she often goes around with, I hate men. I was like, sweetheart, your brother is a man, and please stop saying that because he's going to grow up to be a man. And so when we shifted to Guwahati, I was just kind of a part of me froze in that moment. Okay, when she said, "Mom, we are going to raise him up to be a exemplary man," and the way she said, "We are going to raise him up," a part of me is frozen in that moment. The way she, took the risk, even though she's being so, yeah. So I was completely.
It's in a good way.
In a good way, yes, absolutely in a good way. So one part of me wants to remain in that moment, frozen in that moment, to keep on experiencing that thing again and again.
Like you've raised a very incredible daughter. I mean, to be able to have that understanding, and I think even your son, in a lot of ways, I think that understanding of self. कुछ और हो ना हो, I think that understanding of self, teenage life में नहीं होता है.
नहीं होता.
And if she has that, if he also has it when he's growing up, a lot of things that you're talking about that boys or men end up doing, he might not even do that because because the struggle in teenage life is this only कि self identity ही नहीं पता होता क्योंकि उस समय समझ में आता है कि वो मेरी भी कुछ है जो मेरे को पेरेंट्स के हिसाब से करने की जरूरत नहीं है. And that's where you actually get into a whole confusing state. ये बनूं, ये करूं.
Yeah.
Because you have to have so many labels as a son, as a daughter, as a friend, as a partner, as someone's brother or sister, so many things. And that's the first time you realize that you have to play so many roles in life.
Yeah, and socially also it's a very risky place. You can get swayed by almost anything and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so that is why we are making sure that Siddhant does not feed into any of those negative cycles or anything.
We're trying our best.
Yeah, well, if it's
he will some.
That अगर जो किस्मत में लिखा है that he has to go through this process to learn XYZ lesson, then no matter what we do, he will go through that experience and he'll come out of it at his own pace.
And you know what was the biggest benefit? That he can actually rely on both of you.
Yeah, exactly. He will have his own pace, but as soon as he wants it, we are there for him.
He'll know it that you're there. चाहे अभी हो या बाद में हो, जब भी उसको चाहिए. I think that's incredible.
Yes. So if he falls into a pit, we can't drag him out forcefully. As soon as he says that, "Mama, Didi, help me out of here," we can,
This is that word that he needs to come with. Yeah. Asking for him. I think a lot of men don't do that.
I think a lot of them
don't know how to do that. It's not that it's not that they will not do that, but they've never been taught that it is possible. They don't know that this is a possibility.
The moment they actually become 13, 14, the first thing they hear is, yes, you need to become responsible. Now you are going to be the man of the house.
Yeah.
ये है, ऐसा है.
The funny part is the moment you start getting into teenage, there's this contradiction you start living, not because it's in you, because it's been given outside from you. Because on one hand you're told you're adult, you're responsible, on the other hand you're told
आप अभी बच्चे हो.
आपको कुछ नहीं पता है.
कुछ नहीं पता है.
So I think that is
खुद का choice रहता ही नहीं है ना.
So this is one thing I was aware of from a very early age, and I always told myself that I'm not going to do that with my kids. And I think as far as I know, I'm doing that.
I think that the confusion also comes from that contradicting part itself. कि मेरे को ये बनना है, ये बनना मेरे parents को नहीं पता कि मैं कौन हूँ, मैं किससे क्या बनूँ.
Exactly. So she often recently she's got this habit of coming and telling me, "Mom, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life." I'm like, you're a teenager, you're not supposed to know. By the time I knew what I want to do with my life, I was 35. So chill, you're doing fine.
I don't know still, by the way. I'm still figuring out life.
So I think 80% of the people are walking through earth not knowing what they want to do with their time here. Life to chhod do.
अब तो 90% survive कर रहे हैं बस.
Huh, they're just kind of seeing one day at a time, one moment at a time. So I think in there, while I was raising them up, this one thing I was absolutely clear of, how I'm going to make them feel responsible and how I'm going to make them feel एक्सेप्टिव ऑफ अथॉरिटी. सो कहाँ पे उनको रिस्पॉन्सिबल बनाना है, कहाँ पे उनको बच्चा रखना है, ये दोनों चीजों को कैसे सेग्रीगेट करके रखना है, दैट इज वन थिंग आई वाज ऑलवेज क्लियर अबाउट. So I've always made them responsible for the tasks they can take care of by themselves, and then there are tasks they need advice on, and that is where I draw a line that mama knows more than you. So I think as
So
far
there,
as I
there
know,
is a rope or there is one string which is opened कि वो अटैच्ड है आपसे, तो कभी भी हेल्प चाहिए तो वापस आ जाओ, वरना
हाँ.
तुम जिस जैसे एक्सप्लोर करना
जो
चाहते हो
करना है
वो
करो.
करो. आई एम हियर टू
but at
सपोर्ट.
this point of at certain
वो
point,
स्ट्रेच उतना ही है वो
हाँ,
स्ट्रिंग
उतना,
का अभी
हाँ.
के लिए. अभी तो हम इतना ही होल्ड दे सकता है.
She'll give
हाँ.
a tug to the string and I'll come. Yeah.
So yes, again, if the podcast was as you saw, it's going to be men versus women, and she's going to be the one interrupting the most.